Okay, so today we're going to look at net ionic equations. And basically all a net ionic equations is it looks at which ions are actually occurring in a reaction. Okay, so to do this, you're going to need to know your solubility rules. And basically it says all alkali metals are, metal salts are soluble. In other words, salts, lithium, sodium, potassium, etc. Pretty much everything in that group 1 are soluble. All NH4 salts are soluble. All NO3, C2H3O2, ClO3, ClO4 salts are soluble. All silver, lead, and mercury salts are insoluble. All chlorine, bromine, and iodine salts are soluble. And then you have a list that are insoluble with exceptions. And note the with exceptions, and we're going to see this here in just a second. And then all SO4 salts are soluble. And again, you see a with exceptions. And so you go through these in order. So let's look at this one. NaCl, so it says here that sodium is always soluble. So we're good. Silver and NO3. Well, as we go down these in order, where is NO3? NO3, right here. All NO3 are soluble. So that's where we stop. It doesn't matter that down here below it, if you keep going, because remember just below it we said all Ag are insoluble. However, the NO3 takes precedent because it's first. So it is soluble. NaNO3, again, sodium makes it soluble. And then AgCl, if we go through, the Ag says it's insoluble. And there's no chlorine listed as one of our other rules. Now, the other way you can tell what's soluble is if it's a solid, it is insoluble. So once we know what's insoluble, we go through and we list all of our ions on both sides of the equation. Na plus 1, Cl plus Cl is a minus 1, plus Ag plus NO3 is a minus, yields Na plus NO3 minus plus AgCl. Remember we said this is insoluble, so it doesn't break up. So it stays together. Anything that's on both sides of the equation goes away. So this goes away. NO3 goes away. So what we have is Cl minus plus Ag plus yields AgCl. So the only ions that are actually participating in the reaction are Cl and Ag. The others are what we call spectator ions. So this is our net ionic equation. And this is our total ion equation. Okay, so let's look at one more. And there's our list of solubility rules again. So we have 3 copper chlorides plus 2 potassium phosphates yield 6 potassium chlorides and 3 and copper phosphate. Now when we do our ions, okay, so to do this one, remember we looked at our solubility chart before, and PO4 is not soluble. Here it is soluble because rule 1 says that potassium is always soluble. So rule 1 takes precedence here. So we need to break these down to our ions. And in this case, we need to make sure we have the total number of ions. So it should be 3 copper plus 6 chlorines plus 6 potassiums plus 2 PO4s, and PO4 has a -3 charge, yields 6 potassiums plus 6 chlorine. And so now we need to mark out what's on both sides of the equation. 6 Ks, chlorines. And so our net ionic equation should be 3 coppers plus 2 PO4s yields Cu3 PO4. And make sure that this says plus 2. That 2 goes back up there, so that copper should be a plus 2 ion. Okay, so that is how you get your net ionic. So again, this is the net ionic. And so we're looking at just the ions that participate in the reaction. Let me know if you have further questions, and you'll have some practice problems. Thanks. Have a great day.